Hello, everyone. This is a practical introduction to our course. I will also be sending out a thematic introduction in which I actually talk about the subject of the course, business ethics, what we'll be reading, why we will be reading it, and what my general approach is to business ethics. But this is a practical course introduction, which we really need. And I should have sent out this earlier. I did send out a video to sort of set you up really quickly on how to approach the course, but I want to do something in more detail. Um, First of all, this course does not meet in person and does not meet virtually either. I'm sorry about the confusion about that. Let me clarify right now. We will not be having meetings either in person or virtual meetings. So, what sort of course will it be? Think of it primarily as an asynchronous online course, but supplemented by individual semi weekly meetings with your teacher. Okay. So, essentially, it's an asynchronous course, but you will be having individual meetings with me every week or so, maybe every other week, but on a regular basis. And I'll talk more about that later in this video. But essentially, just think of it as an asynchronous course with regular individual meetings with your teacher. And I'll talk especially about how the course is organized. It's essentially organized by week, and we are in week one. So if we look at the week one module, I wanted to keep the sort of original Tuesday, Thursday schedule for the course. So there's a new reading every Tuesday and Thursday that you need to do. The Tuesday this week, there is no reading, so you'll see that general introduction, of course, no assignments. But under Thursday, 8/28, which is actually today, you'll see a reading. And if you click on that link, you'll find the reading. All the readings have been uploaded to this Canvas site. So if you click on that, you'll find the reading. And then underneath, you'll find a video that I prepared where I talk about the reading. Those videos are something that I always do for my asynchronous courses, and I thought I would do them also, since this is essentially an asynchronous course, again, with individual meetings. Supplement that I also should put up videos. The videos are just videos where I look a little at the reading, talk about it, and they're, of course, optional to watch. But I think if you do the reading and you watch the video, you'll be well prepared for the exams. So I would suggest watching the video. Underneath that is the reading discussion. Discussion board will be due twice a week, and going with our Tuesday, Thursday schedule, that discussion board needs to be done the night before. So you'll see that the discussion is due, I guess, every Monday and Wednesday night. This one was due yesterday. If you had trouble realizing what was going on in the course, don't worry about it. But from now on, you'll have to do that discussion board post um, when it's actually open, which is until 10 o'clock the night before. So, and then you have your weekly one-page reflection. So I could talk a little bit about both of those requirements. First, the discussion boards. Again, it'll be twice a week, and essentially it's due every Monday and Wednesday night by 10 p.m. So each class reading will have a discussion board that needs to be completed by 10 p.m. the night before class. We're not actually meeting, but so essentially that means every Monday and Wednesday night. Please respond to the prompt, whatever question I ask, in 1 to 2 paragraphs. So that'll be your first post, was your own response to the prompt. Your second post, you need to respond to at least one other student post. Sorry, it's ungrammatical. I hate that. So I have to fix that right away. Sorry. One other student post, which means a thoughtful response to at least one other student post. So let me just be clear that to get full credit on a discussion board, you need to post at least twice. So this is a regular assignment every Monday and Wednesday night on the assigned readings. The other weekly assignment is the weekly one-page reflections. At the end of each week, a one-page reflection essay on the week's material will be due. Please respond to the question asked with act with a brief essay of 250 words. So if you look at the week one module, and this will be true every week, at the end of the module is the one page reflection. It is always the same, well, no, not always the same question, the same format. Please respond to the following in 250 words. That's about a page. Question here: is it possible for a business to actually follow Saracen's philosophy and be successful? Why not? So it's an little opinion essay. Treat it as a mini essay. It should be something that's well written, polished, but that it expresses your own opinion. Obviously, I don't want to read anything written by ChatGPT or other generative AI programs. It's a complete waste of my time. So if I think that you're using an AI to have your papers written for you, I will contact you and say that this has to change. We'll have a conversation, and it'll be embarrassing. So don't use it. Just do it the old-fashioned way, which is the only real way, and write an essay, one page mini essay every week in response to the question. So the discussion boards, which is twice a week, by 10 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday evenings, and the weekly one-page reflection. Those are your regular assignments for the course. That'll be the same for every reading and every week. So aside from the bi-weekly discussion boards and the weekly one-page reflection, there will be midterm and final exams for the course. Again, these will be individual meetings between you and me. These are oral midterms. At about halfway through, but after week 5, actually, of the semester, I will send out a sign-up sheet for you to pick a 15-minute spot to meet with me, in which I'll ask you questions. A meeting in which I'll ask you questions about the material. So these are online, individual, oral midterms and final exams. So these are not casual conversations about the material. These are meetings in which I will ask you specific questions about the readings. So what I'm saying is you need to know the readings to do well in the exams. You need to do the readings, feel comfortable explaining them, feel like you have a handle on what the basic ideas are, and be ready to explain them in a conversation. So there's an oral midterm and an oral final exam. Again, I'll have to send out a sign-up sheet in order to do that. But you should think of those. Those are real exams. And why are they oral? Because ChatGPT. Because I found that, especially in online classes, too many people were using ChatGPT or other whatever they use to write their exam answers, and I don't want that to happen. I need to know whether students know the material, and I feel like an oral exam, which is just basically a personal conversation, is the best way at this point to do that. So if you look at the course schedule, you'll see when the midterms are scheduled for, and you'll have plenty of time to sign up. Finally, there will be at-home essays. There'll be 2 of them that'll be due during the course. The first will be an assessment of one of the texts, actually from the first 5 weeks of the course, and the second will be at the end of the semester, in which you'll write on one of the topics we cover in the latter part of the course. So the first one we do about mid-semester, and the second will be due at the end of the semester. More to say about that. Grades will be determined by here's the point value for all of the assignments. Grades will be determined by what percentage of these points you actually score. So take a look at that. If we look at the course schedule, you'll see that we'll just move along. Week 1, week 2, more readings. Week 4, readings. Week 5, readings. Week 6, we will not have any additional readings. It's the midterm exam week, the week we'll be holding midterm exams. And it's some time off for you to get to spend time writing your first essay, which will be due during week 7. Then we'll go back and finish the course. And at the same thing at the end, week 15, instead of having new material, we'll be holding final exams, and it'll be the writing period for your second essay. So that's basically how the course is structured. As far as individual meetings, if you click on here, you'll see the description of what those meetings will be like, and then you'll see that there is a virtual hour office hours sign up for those meetings. Some people have already. There's still some spaces left. I'm going to begin to do it the week of Tuesday, September 9th will be the first week. There's still some times here. Please fill in your name if you can meet during those available times. But if there's no available spot for you, we'll just fit you in the next week. There'll be another sign up sheet. That'll be a rotating thing. It's just that I want to meet because we don't actually meet as a class. I want to meet with you individually to have a casual conversation about the course and see how you're assimilating material on a regular basis. So that's it as far as the practical course tour. I'll be sending out a thematic course introduction in a little while, which I actually talk about the subject of the course. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at either the email or cell phone number that I have in the syllabus.